Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 5, Text 1. We are going to begin reading the instructions that Lord Ṛṣabhadeva gives to his sons. Ṛṣabhadeva, Nayam Deho Deha Bhajam Niloke,
Nayam Deho Deha Bhajam Nirloke,
Ashtan Kaman Arpate Vipujam Ye,
Kastan Kama Arhive Pujati,
Tapo Divyam Putrakayena Satvam,
Tapo Devyam Putrakayena Sattvam,
Shrutyet Yasmat Brahma Saukyam Anantam.
Shuddhed Yasmat Brahma Saukyam Anantam.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Lord Ṛṣabhadeva told his sons, my dear boys, of all the living entities who have accepted material bodies in this world, one who has been awarded this human form should not work hard day and night simply for sense gratification, which is available even for dogs and hogs that eat stew. One should engage in penance and austerity to attain the divine position of devotional service. By such activity, one's heart is purified, and when one attains this position, he attains eternal, blissful life, which is transcendental to material happiness and which continues forever. In this verse, Lord Ṛṣabhadeva tells his sons about the importance of human life. The word Dehabha refers to anyone who accepts a material body, but the living entity who is awarded the human form must act differently from animals. Animals like dogs and hogs enjoy sense gratification by eating stool. After undergoing severe hardships all day, human beings are trying to enjoy themselves at night by eating, drinking, having sex, and sleeping. At the same time, they have to properly defend themselves. However, this is not human civilization. Human life means voluntarily practicing suffering for the advancement of spiritual life. There is, of course, suffering in the lives of animals and plants, which are suffering due to their past misdeeds. However, human beings should voluntarily accept suffering in the form of austerities and penances in order to attain the divine life. So not accepting suffering or penances in a mode of ignorance. Some people unnecessarily harm the body, unnecessarily torture the body, unnecessarily fast, not that kind of suffering. What is being said here is taking up devotional service. The idea is that eating, sleeping, mating, defending, yeah, we need to do that because we are in the body, but we have to do something more. It sets us apart than animals, and that is engage in devotional service.
Hare Krishna.
After Hare Krishna,
I don't understand that line. Human life means voluntarily practicing suffering for the advancement of spirit. Why is it said practicing suffering?
So what the idea is accepting some kind of austerity, penance. Like you don't like to wake up early in the morning, huh?
Oh, so is it a suffering?
Exactly. Yeah, but just like, someone may think, oh, it's such a suffering. But to engage in devotional service, we need to accept it.
I would say, yeah, it's a sacrifice.
Sacrifice. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, sacrifice, some sort of sacrifice to engage in devotional service. Also, we have to understand we shouldn't torture unnecessarily the body. Like some people unnecessarily torturing the body, doing too very rigorous fasting for too many days. All that is not recommended, in fact. Like fasting days should be Ekadashi, Janmashtami, like upper days of the body. No need unnecessary fasting. Some like to pierce the bodies. All that is not recommended here. But what is recommended is engaging in devotional service.
Oh,
Some kind of austerity. That is engaging in devotional service, waking up early, bathing, all those things.
right.
So as you
Oh,
said, yeah, it's not a suffering, but a sacrifice. Yes. Yeah. So after attaining the divine life, one can enjoy happiness eternally. After all, every living entity is trying to enjoy happiness. But as long as one is engaged in the material body, he has to suffer different kinds of misery. A higher sense is present in the human form. We should act according to superior advice in order to attain eternal happiness and go back to Godhead. So we are trying to enjoy, but misery comes. We have to accept that misery is a part of this material world. But we are looking for eternal happiness. And all the authorities are saying that eternal happiness, yes, is possible. It's possible in the spiritual world. And that's where they are all asking us to go there, go to the spiritual world. It is significant in this verse that the government and the natural guardian, the father, should educate subordinates and raise them to Krishna consciousness. Devoid of Krishna consciousness, every living being suffers in this cycle of birth and death perpetually. So the education is so important, getting the knowledge of Krishna consciousness to relieve them from this bondage and enable them to become blissful and happy. Bhakti Yoga should be taught. Yeah, because we are not taught, so we don't know how to act. But if knowledge of Bhagavad Gita was given in schools right from the beginning of life, then one knows, how to act, what action should be done, what should not be done, how to become Krishna conscious and how to get out of this material world. A foolish civilization neglects to teach people how to rise to the platform of Bhakti Yoga. Without Krishna consciousness, a person is no better than a hog or dog. The instructions of Ṛṣabhadeva are very essential at the present moment. People are being educated and trained to work very hard for sense gratification, and there is no sublime aim in life. There's no balance. We are only taught material education. We are not taught spiritual education, but there is a great need. We are seeing the way the society, the way direction that it's moving in, it's like a evidence in itself that there is such a great need that the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam should be taught from the very beginning of life. A man travels to earn his livelihood, leaving home early in the morning, catching a local train, and being packed in a compartment. He has to stand for an hour or two in order to reach his place of business. Then again, he takes a bus to get to the office. At the office, he works hard from 9 to 5. Then he takes 2 or 3 hours to return home. After eating, he has sex and goes to sleep. For all this hardship, his only happiness is a little sex. Yan Methunadi Grahamedi Sukham Hitucha. Ṛṣabhadeva clearly states that this human life is not meant for this kind of existence, which is enjoyed even by dogs and hogs. Indeed, dogs and hogs do not have to work so hard for sex. A human being should try to live in a different way and should not try to imitate dogs and hogs. The alternative is mentioned. Human life is meant for tapasya, austerity, and penance. By tapasya, one can get out of the material clutches. When one is situated in Krishna consciousness, devotional service, his happiness is guaranteed eternally. Krishna says, Susukham kartam abhyayam. Bhagavad Gita chapter 9, text 2. the most confidential knowledge, where Krishna is saying that this devotional service, Raja Vidya, Raja Guru, Pavitra Vidam Uttamam, that this devotional service is performed, joyfully performed. So all the authorities are telling us that we want to be happy, engage in devotional service. We are always looking for guarantee. We buy any product, we are looking for guarantee. We want to know what are we going to get. So engaging in devotional service, happiness is guaranteed eternally, not temporary happiness, not flickering happiness, not a tiny bit of happiness, but unlimited happiness, eternally. By taking to Bhakti Yoga devotional service, one's existence is purified. To find a little happiness, we go to so much, we do so much to find some happiness. But the real way we can actually experience real happiness is by engaging in devotional service. The living entity is seeking happiness life after life, but he can make a solution to all his problems simply by practicing Bhakti Yoga. We are giving up one body, we are taking another body because we are thinking, oh, in this body I did not enjoy so much. Let me take another body. Maybe I'll feel more enjoyment, more happiness in another body. Again, we meet with the frustrations of material life. Again, we say, let me give up this body, let me take another body to experience happiness. But real happiness is only in devotional service. The living entities, then he immediately becomes eligible to return home back to Godhead. So by engaging in devotional service. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 4.9, Janma Karma Chale Divyam Evam Yogeti Tatpataha Tyatva Deha Punarjanma Naiti Mameti. So Arjuna, one who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. So Krishna is telling to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, he's telling that just try to understand that Krishna's appearance, his activities, his pastimes are transcendental, not material. Krishna's leelas are not like that of an ordinary person, ordinary man, or ordinary boy. Krishna's leelas are transcendental. Krishna's appearance, his birth, janma, is not like an ordinary birth. It's transcendental. And Krishna is saying, just try to understand this. Try to understand that my birth and appearance and activities are transcendental, not material. And he's saying once anyone who understands this goes to the spiritual world, no need to come back to this material world of birth and death, and go to Golok Vrindavan. So understanding God, understanding God's supreme position, and helps us to get out of this material world. Sevam Dvaram Ahurvimuktes.
Sevam Dwaram Ahurvimuktes.
Tamodvaram Yoshitam Sangi Sangam.
Tamodwaram Yoshitam Sangi Sangam.
Mahantaste Samachitta Prashanta.
Mahantaste Samachitta Prashanta.
Vimanyava Surida Sadhoye.
Vimanyava Suhita Sadhavoye.
One can attain the path of liberation from material bondage only by rendering service to highly advanced spiritual personalities. These personalities are impersonalists and devotees. Whether one wants to merge into the Lord's existence or wants to associate with the personality of Godhead, one should render service to the Mahatmas. For those who are not interested in such activities, who associate with people fond of women and sex, the path to hell is wide open. The Mahatmas are equipoised. They do not see any difference between one living entity and another. They are very peaceful and are fully engaged in devotional service. They are devoid of anger and they work for the benefit of everyone. They do not behave in any abominable way. Such people are known as Mahatmas. The human body is like a junction. One may either take the path of liberation or the path leading to a hellish condition. How one can take these paths is described herein. So because this human life, we get karma. By our actions, we get reactions. So how we act, that's going to decide where we are going to go in the next life. Like which ticket we buy, then which train or which aeroplane we sit on, that takes us to that particular destination. We suppose we buy a ticket from Taiwan to America. We sit in that flight. So then we are going to go from Taiwan to America. We buy another ticket. Say we are going from Taiwan to India. We sit in that flight, then we'll go reach to India. It's not that, everywhere wherever we go, we're going to reach the same place. No. Similarly, how we act, that's where we are going to go. On the path of liberation, one associates with Mahatmas, and on the path of bondage, one associates with those attached to sense gratification and women. Okay, so liberation means associate with Mahatmas. Then when one wants to continue in life, in material world, one associates with the non-devotees. So one may say, but the whole world is not a devotee. I have to meet people, I have to do so much things, I have to go here, I have to, but association is who we are taking instructions from, who are we hearing from. We should hear from the Mahatmas, follow the instructions. Well, others, well, we have to meet them, we have to do whatever work is important, necessary. We keep it, to that extent. We don't take instructions from them. Yeah, don't follow their example like that. This is what they're saying, that follow the example, follow the instructions of the Mahatmas. There are two types of Mahatmas, the impersonalist and the devotee. Although the ultimate goal is different, the process of emancipation is almost the same. Both want eternal happiness. One seeks happiness in impersonal Brahman, and the other seeks happiness in the association of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Ṛṣabhadeva is saying there are two types of Mahatmas. One Mahatma is the pure devotee, that he wants to associate with God face to face, and he wants to serve God. And another Mahatma is one who wants to merge into the Supreme Brahman, into the Brahmajyoti. One wants to find shelter in the Brahmajyoti. So both are, of course, seeking happiness. One wants happiness in the Brahmajyoti. One is seeking happiness by personally associating with God, personally associating with Krishna. As described in the first verse, Brahma Saukyam. Brahman means spiritual or eternal. Both the impersonalist and the devotee seek eternal blissful life. In any case, it is advised that one become perfect. So, of course, the impersonalist is also seeking happiness. That's the reason he wants to merge into the Brahmajyoti, into the Brahman. And there is happiness, of course, in the Brahman. Because Brahman there's nothing material, there is spiritual. So the Sat feature is there, of course, is eternal. So of course the devotee understands that there is more happiness in personally associating with God and serving God, having a personal relationship with God. You can see God face to face, can talk to Him like that, have a relationship with God that is more blissful. In the words of Caitaniya Caritamita, Madhya 22.87, Asatsanga Tyaga E Vaishnava Achar, Stri Sangi Eka Sadhu Krishna Bhakta Ar. To remain unattached to the modes of material nature, one should avoid associating with those who are asat, materialistic. There are two kinds of materialists. One is attached to women and sense gratification, and the other is simply a non-devotee. On the positive side is association with Mahatmas, and on the negative side is the avoidance of non-devotees and women hunters. So association with the devotees. Lord Kapila, when he was instructing Devahuti in third canto, he also told her that get attached to Krishna. And how to get attached to Krishna? Get attached to the devotees. Here, Maharaj Ṛṣabhadeva, Lord Ṛṣabhadeva is saying also, attached to the devotees. Mahat Sevan Dvar. Yeah, this one. Mahat Sevan Dvaram Ahuru. This. That by serving the devotees, the doors to liberation open. One can get out of this material world of birth and death. Did anyone have any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna.
Sadhu Sang, Sarva Shastra, right?
Yeah, sadhu sangs. Yes. So
Hare
they are
Krishna.
telling us, Hare Krishna.
So, we were reading yesterday also about this karma kand. As you said, even Krishna was trying to explain this to Arjuna, right? That he has to go beyond dharma, artha, kama, moksha. And I was just wondering that we are in sense gratification also, right? While we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, even though it is like we are reading now, it's seeking happiness and pure knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to, we don't really look for liberation, isn't it? I mean, we are still into this, right? We're just seeking happiness here, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I
But the
don't
but the
quite
but
follow.
yeah, exactly. I'm not able to put it in question. I don't know what it is. I'm kind of, looking for what is the question, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So we were reading yesterday, in Canto 1 about dharma, artha, kama, moksha, the process that is explained in Vedas. And then you explained to us about the importance of Srimad Bhagavatam, and also that how Krishna was telling Arjuna about he has to go beyond Karmakand. And of course, he was always in the service of Lord. And but I'm just wondering, we are also reading Bhagavatam, and we are still so curious, I mean, every day we are just curious about this knowledge. So we are not really looking for liberation, right? I mean, I don't know, where is it going? I mean, we're still like a long way to go, right? I don't know how to put this
It'll be
question.
gradual. The process is gradual going to happen. We have been here in material world for a long time. So we, of course, have a lot of material desires, but we take up devotional service. We are hearing from Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, chanting the holy name. We take up the process, worshipping the deity, so that we can get purified. Our heart can get purified. And gradually, we can get out of this material world.
Yeah, we are trying, right?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, we are like we just read right now. We are also seeking happiness in this, right? So this is also a sense gratification. That's what I mean, I'm not
Oh, you
understanding.
mean to say find, oh, you mean seeking happiness and hearing Bhagavatam?
That
Yeah,
is
so
very
this is,
good.
yes, this is good.
Yeah.
And that is what I'm thinking, I mean, it's so difficult to, I don't know how to put it in question, but
No, no, this is the evidence, right? But Krishna is
Yeah,
saying devotional service is joyful performed. And you are giving the evidence, yes, that you are hearing Bhagavatam and you're feeling happy. Because
yeah.
Krishna is saying, yes, hear and chant and you will feel happy. So this is what is wanted.
See, Deepika, like we are enjoying it, right? Like that's why
yes,
we see morning we get up, we want to
yes, yes.
enjoy. So this is,
So
yeah, this is
so
good.
I'm like, isn't it a sense gratification? And we would not want to
No,
ever,
definitely
stop
not.
listening, right? We would
No,
always want to
definitely
continue
not.
to hear. Yes. So I'm just wondering that,
It's not
like
a
how,
sense gratification. Definitely not. In this
yeah,
sense, it's not.
yeah. Yeah, but you know how in Vedas yesterday we were reading, it's explained dharma, artha, kama, moksha, sense gratification and liberation. We were reading yesterday, and
Yes,
it's so, I mean, this is so vast, right? I mean, just last week Shilpa was explaining it's 5,000 years ago that Krishna spoke. It's like we have to go like 5,000 years to keep reading, hearing, chanting, right?
yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I'm wondering, it's
Yeah.
not
That's why
easy to,
scriptures are
yes,
here, right? For it to guide us.
yes,
See, we are seeking happiness. So here you are being a proof that there is happiness in devotional service. Because this is what Krishna is saying. That hear, chant, this is what all the devotees are telling us. Hear and chant and you will feel happy. Worship the deity, you will feel happy. This is not material sense gratification. It's not material. You understand? Of course, we are in the modes of nature. We are controlled by the modes of nature, right? But devotional service in itself is spiritual. Yeah, so the more we hear, the more we chant, the more blissful we become. And that is what is needed because this is the activity of the soul, hearing and chanting.
yeah,
So, like, this is like how food for the soul. How we have food for the body. So we have food for the soul. So when we are feeding the soul, of course, we are feeling happy, blissful.
Very true.
And it is evident. It is evidence what all the devotees, the great acharyas are telling us that engage in devotional service, you will feel happy. Krishna is saying, engage in devotional service is joyfully performed, you will feel happy. So this is what you're feeling, so it's good. Because the soul needs happiness. It's not that we have to deprive ourselves of happiness. It's just we have to find happiness and learn to, yes, find happiness in the correct way. Yeah, we don't need to deprive ourselves. The soul is always happy, always seeking happiness. Only we are not able to understand where to find happiness. And Bhagavatam is what is going to give us happiness. And that's what you're experiencing. Is that okay?
yeah. So I'm like, we are always going to, probably for a long time, I mean, not really always, for a long time, we might, still be into this understanding, this pure knowledge, right?
Yeah, hearing chanting goes on.
Yes.
Yeah, it goes on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spiritual knowledge is unlimited. The glories of the Lord are unlimited. So it goes on. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. That's why I said it. Nityam Bhagavata. One hearing Bhagavatam and relishing Bhagavatam. That's what is needed. Yes.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yes.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yeva Maishe Krita Sau Kritartham.
Yeva Maishe Krita Saurita
Janeshu Deham Bharavartikeshu.
Janeshu Deham Bharavartikeshu
Griheshu Jayat Mujarati Matsu.
Griheshu Jayat Rati Matsu
Nam Priti Yukta Yavad Arthascha Loke.
Na Priti Yukta Yavat Arthascha Loke.
Those who are interested in reviving Krishna consciousness and increasing their love of Godhead do not like to do anything that is not related to Krishna. They are not interested in mingling with people who are busy maintaining their bodies, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. They are not attached to their homes, although they may be householders. Nor are they attached to wives, children, friends, or wealth. At the same time, they are not indifferent to the execution of their duties. Such people are interested in collecting only enough money to keep the body and soul together. Whether he's an impersonalist or a devotee, one who is actually interested in advancing spiritually should not mingle with those who are simply interested in maintaining the body by means of so-called advancement of civilization. Those who are interested in spiritual life should not be attached to homely comforts in the company of wife, children, friends, and so forth. Even if one is a grahast and one has to earn his livelihood, he should be satisfied by collecting only enough money to maintain his body and soul together. One should not have more than that nor less than that. So, what the extra, the over endeavor? What Ṛṣabhadeva is saying, don't over endeavor. Be satisfied with what you're getting. So, but it doesn't mean that we artificially renounce. Now we're going to read the next part. So, as indicated herein, a householder should endeavor to earn money for the execution of Bhakti Yoga, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atma Nivedanam. A householder should lead such a life that he gets full opportunity to hear and chant. He should worship the deity at home, observe festivals, invite friends in, and give them prasad. A householder should earn money for this purpose, not for sense gratification. So he does his duties. He does his duty, he maintains his house, and he continues to hear and chant, worship the deity, and give an opportunity to others to hear and chant. The idea to invite people to the house, what's mentioned here, is to give an opportunity to others to hear about Krishna and chant the glories of Krishna. And here Maharaj Ṛṣabhadeva is saying that it's not that he's attached. So the devotee, he's not attached, but he's not either indifferent to doing his duties. So he's doing his duties for the pleasure of Krishna. Whatever duty, maybe taking care of family, making money, whatever the duty is, and whatever his position in society, he does it for the pleasure of Krishna. At the same time, he continues to hear and chant, worships the deity. Is that okay?
Yes.
Nunam pramatta kuruti vikarma.
Nuna pramatta kurute vikarma.
Yad indriya pritaya apranoti.
Yat indriya pritya apranti.
Na sadhu manye yata atmanoyam.
Na sadhu manye yata atmanoyam.
Asat api kleshada asadeva.
Asan api kleshada asadeha.
When a person considers sense gratification the aim of life, he certainly becomes mad after materialistic living and engages in all kinds of sinful activity. He does not know that due to his past misdeeds, he has already received a body which, although temporary, is the cause of his misery. Actually, the living entity should not have taken on a material body, but he has been awarded the material body for sense gratification. Therefore, I think it not befitting an intelligent man to involve himself again in the activities of sense gratification, by which he perpetually gets material bodies one after another. Begging, borrowing, and stealing to live for sense gratification is condemned in this verse, because such consciousness leads one to a dark, hellish condition. The four sinful activities are illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling. These are the means by which one gets another material body that is full of miseries. In the Vedas, it is said, Asangoki Aryam Purusha. The living entity is not really connected with this material world, but due to his tendency to enjoy the material senses, he's put into the material condition. He should perfect his life by associating with devotees. He should not become further implicated in the material body. So Maharaj Ṛṣabhadeva is saying, in the first place, we shouldn't even be having a material body because we are souls after. Oh, so one may get scared. What do you mean I should not have a material body? Then how will I exist? No, we exist. We are eternal. We are souls. So we should be having a spiritual body. But now the reason we have a material body is because we want to enjoy the material world. We want to enjoy this body, the senses. That's the reason we have this body. So now Ṛṣabhadeva is saying, first of all, we shouldn't have had it. But now, okay, we've gotten it, but engage in devotional service instead of engaging in sinful life, or because then that's gonna again keep us here more and more in the material world. It's gonna create more and more material bodies for us. This is what he's saying. He's saying, therefore, I think not befitting an intelligent man to involve himself again in the activities of sense gratification. So he's saying, okay, now we have got, first of all, we shouldn't have had material body. Now we have the material body. But engage in devotional service. So can get out of here, not get more and more material bodies. So then
Hare
Prabhupada is
Krishna.
pointing, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, just one question I wanted to ask. When we are doing our prescribed duties, does it come under karma kand?
If we are doing it for the satisfaction of Krishna, then it is not karma kand, then it becomes karma yoga.
But when we are doing, like, how we need to do, right? Because we have our family. So
Yeah.
then,
So see, karma kand are doing those rituals for going to heavenly
rituals or
planet.
this, or like you do charity, that comes under punya, right? Karma kand.
Yeah, for going to, again, everything is on the intention. What is the
What's your
intention?
intention? Okay.
Yeah,
Hmm.
everything comes to that. Two people may be doing the same activity, but they would be in different categories because the intention might be completely different. So what is the intention basically? This is what. So what we are we are hearing again and again is that, yes, we are attached. We are attached to getting pious results so we can get to heavenly planets. But we are hearing, do charity also for pleasure of Krishna. Do charity because it's a duty to give charity. It's a duty of the householder to give charity.
Right.
You know, of course, it's difficult, not easy, but all we can do is try and remind ourselves.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Because Krishna wants us to do our prescribed duties. He does not want us to immaturely give up the duties. Right? We can't immaturely give up. Because then we will just become a nuisance in society. So continue doing that. And then gradually, we try to do for pleasure of Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, I feel that maybe, I may not be, doing it for the pleasure of Krishna sometimes, I feel that maybe I'm just looking for the knowledge. I'm not really doing it for any pious result, just understanding. So is it wrong? I mean,
No, it's good.
because
Krishna says 4 types of pious men come to me. He says the inquisitive also come to Krishna. So it's good.
So that is now I really know my question, what I was thinking of. So I was just wondering, since this is just my sense gratification, I'm trying to get the knowledge, just trying to understand, looking for association with people who are on the spiritual path, trying to understand more from them also, their perspective. Maybe they are not uh, Krishna conscious people, or maybe they are just they are on the path of it, and I'm just trying to know. So this is also, I'm looking for sense gratification, and that means I may also have a material body because I'm looking for only knowledge. I mean, one after the another, right? Like we are reading here.
See, what Krishna says that 4 kinds of pious people come to me. One who's a desirer of wealth, one who's in distress, one who's inquisitive, and one who is searching in knowledge of the absolute truth. So he's saying 4 kinds of people come, and they are pious. And it's good that they come to Krishna. They're fortunate. Then some from this, so they engage in devotional service. And then they also gradually become pure devotees. What happens? Some, they will, after the result is, after they've found what they were looking for, then they may stop, then they may not engage in devotional service anymore. But some go on further to become pure devotees. So for example, like you're saying, you're looking for knowledge. So then it depends, that one day that you may want to continue hearing, or one day you may say, no, I've had enough now. That's again an individual desire, individual choice. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, so nicely you have
Yes,
explained.
Shilpa, please bless us, please bless us. Thank you. Hare
Really.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Because the ultimate is, to engage in
Yes,
devotion, to bring
yes,
you to engage in devotional service, right?
yes, thank you. Yes, thanks, Shilpa. Please bless us, please. Hare Krishna.
Please bless me. We pray for each other. I'm looking always for blessings. Hare Krishna. While you're saying something.
Yes, I couldn't actually understand Deepika's question, and your answer also was like I couldn't relate to it. So can you just like simplify it a little bit for me, please? Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. So Deepika was saying that maybe she's looking for knowledge, you know. And then, so I'm explaining to her that Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that four types of pious people come to him. Means people who have some sukriti, who's done some devotional service in the past life unknowingly, who have served the devotees or done some kind of thing, you know, and then they come to him. Because not everyone who's searching for knowledge comes to Krishna. So the four types of people, they could be in distress.
Like basically, like we are reading, so we have that sukriti. That is why we get a chance to read.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And then, you know, the devotees one time asked Prabhupada, "Oh, Prabhupada, so that means we must have done some pious activity in our past life. That's why we have come to Krishna." And Prabhupada said, "I'm creating your sukriti." Because it's true, no? It's by the mercy of the pure devotee that he is giving us an opportunity to get some sukriti. Right? So it's actually Srila Prabhupada's mercy. It's the mercy of the devotee that they are allowing us to get some sukriti.
Okay.
And so Krishna is saying that these four types of people come to me: those who are looking for wealth, or those who are in distress, those who are inquisitive, and those who are in knowledge. So these four people, they're coming, they're engaging in devotional service. And which is very good, because they're very, very fortunate, because they've come to Krishna. They could have gone to somewhere else, but they've come to Krishna.
But that is also for your sense gratification only. If you've come for your wealth or your, your distress, like, just because you're upset, you have gone to, like, to his altar to beg him for mercy.
But still you have come to Krishna, so you're still glorious.
Okay.
And then they continue engaging in devotional service. So then what will happen? They continue engaging in devotional service. Then there might be a point where when the desires are fulfilled, someone may say, okay, now my desires are fulfilled. Now, bye-bye, Krishna, thank you very much. Whereas someone may say, no, I want to continue to engage in devotional service, and they go on to become pure devotees. The choices depends on that individual then.
Okay.
Yeah, but coming to Krishna itself is glorious. Like, for example, Dhruv Maharaj, he wanted wealth, right? He wanted a big kingdom.
Big kingdom, yeah. He wanted a big kingdom, correct.
He had a material desire. He came to Krishna with material desire. But he became purified. He became pure devotee. His desire was also fulfilled. He got a great kingdom.
But still he could not leave the hand of Krishna. He wanted to be with him forever.
Exactly. So then the choice, after all, we are all individuals, and each of us has that choice then. So whoever comes to Krishna is very fortunate.
Let it be for any reason that you've taken that first step, it is still glorious.
Very glorious, yes.
Okay.
Yes, no matter what is the reason. Yeah.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
So, thank you, Hare Krishna. Did anyone want to add anything more? No, then let's stop here for today. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Thank you so much for listening.